What is going on, gang? Welcome back to Therapeutic Edge. I've got something new from the folks at Buck Knives on the table. Yeah. This is an excellent little EDC knife from them. It's a little knife with a big name. This is the Buck Knives Alpha Scout, if you would. It's Magna Cut, sculpted G10 scales. It's got a fair amount of billboarding on it, but that's kind of a buck jam. It's a high flat grind. On a recent review, I mentioned that I like a little jimping at the front of a small knife. That's perfect. This is an excellent little knife. Every once in a while, Buck Knives surprises me. Now, I will tell you one thing that happened. It came in Kydex with their logo on it, if you can see that. There it is. And I actually couldn't get it out. It came in the sheath, and it was so tight right here at this pinch point that I could if I put a lanyard through this end and yanked it clear. I actually had to heat this up a little bit. That's a strange thing to have happen, but there we were. Beyond that, oh, and because it's so tight in there, it peels a little bit of the Kydex off every time. It's really annoying. However, little irksome design flaws in the sheath aside, Buck has made a hell of a knife here. This is really good. Now, in a recent review, I shared that my sort of go-to is the Nyala here. This makes the Nyala look big. This is a little tiny knife, but because of the way they designed it, you get a really nice grip, and your thumb lands right on this jimping. Now, these aren't inexpensive. They're about $200, $218. And in the world of Buck Knives, that sounds like a lot of money. But again, it is Magna Cut. It has their special heat treat, if you believe in that sort of thing. It has full tang construction with a lanyard hole at the end. It's got exposed and yet rounded, sort of crowned spine. This is a great knife. It's kind of a bummer, actually, because as for those of you that watch my channel, you know that I have been carrying this a lot. This is the Sparrow 7 from the folks at Lynch Northwest. These knives serve a very similar purpose. They're both EDC size. They're both Magna Cut. What I'm going to do is use them equally over the next few months, especially during gardening season, and come back and let you know which one has both served better and survived better. But for now, let's just finish up looking at the Alpha Scout here. Okay, general specs. You're looking at 2.5 inches of cutting on, I don't know, 2 3/4, if we go to here, of Magna Cut overall. Grip area from behind that forward choil is about 3 1/4, so my hand hangs off just a little bit. But it is rounded in such a way that I still get a really nice grip. Like, it feels really good in my hand. It has got some typical Buckness to it from their most recent stuff. By way of example, this side looks really nice right there. This side's got a little bit of a warp and a smile to it. I really wish they would. Let me give you an example of what I'm complaining about. I didn't have a Buck 110 or a Buck 111 in my collection, and so recently they dropped on their website this. It's just a 111, but it's in Magna Cut. And I thought, man, these are taking on patina like crazy. These were silver when I got them. But I said, let's just add a really nice traditional buck knife to the collection. So I spent the money and I ordered the knife. And can you see that? There's a flat spot right here in the grind. Like they bumped it up against the belt for final polish. And the grind lines on this thing. So we start here, and by the time we get to this end, we've lost half of the. On this side, it's even thicker. Buck, look, when I was a kid, this is what a pocket knife was. maybe a case knife, right? I had 20 of these when I was growing up. I keep buying buck knives because I like the history. I like even some of their designs, right? Like this is a fantastic little design. But there is a point at which Buck's QC just breaks down, and it irritates me because I spent real money on this, and I reached out to them and they never got back to me. Look, it's not much, right? It's just that line right there. But this was advertised as a special drop. It was, you know, it appealed to me because it was kind of fancy and because it met all of the old criteria from the old knives that I'm familiar with. And I got it, and it's got a blemish. I have a Buck 120 in S35 VN, and the grind at the plunge is an atrocity. The Sparrow 7, for instance, in its most basic configuration, CPM 154, is about the same price as this, maybe a little more. And this knife is flawless. I get that Buck is a big company, but you can do better than this. You can. Anyway, sorry about that. It's a personal little beef that I've got with Buck knives. Now, having said all that, Having said all that, let me try that again. The Alpha Scout here is a fantastic little EDC-sized carry. I have no complaints about the design at all. From tip to tail, we are 6 1/4 with the lanyard, right? It's very comfortable in hand. At its thickest point through the handle, we're coming in at just a little over 1/2 inch. So it's almost a rounded handle, and yet because it's flat-sided through here, you don't lose it, right? It doesn't want to twist in your hand when you're cutting with it. Let's do some size comparisons. It is relatively small. We'll just stick with the bug out. All right, as you can see, the bug out is considerably bigger overall. You do get a lot more cutting. Where did that go? Man, I am losing what is left of my poor little mind. I mean, look at this. Right. It's a small knife. But sometimes you want that. It comes in a really nice Kydex sheath. Like I said, mine was awful tight, but you can adjust that over time. I would probably put one of the clips on this side, or on this side, that allow this thing to sit in the front pocket and clip over the outside of the pants pocket and just carry it as a pocket carry. Or go Scout style. I mean, it is called the Scout, right? So put it on a clip so that it rides like this, and then you just draw it. At $200 for Magna Cut, that's not a bad deal. I'll put a link in the description if you want to find one for yourself. They do make a bigger version of this, and I might pick it up just to have an opportunity to review it. I'm going to keep buying Buck knives. I mean, maybe I should know better, but I'm going to keep doing it because when I was a kid, that, as I said, that was a pocket knife, right? And this is an excellent design. It really is. If you want one, don't hesitate. For $200 in the world of fixed blades, that's a fair amount of money, but for Magna Cut, for all the stuff that this comes with, it's not a bad price. Yeah, if you want one, I would check one out. I would. As a collector, I'm a little fussier maybe than some people would be, but hey. And that's actually, we're going to wrap this up. This is the the Buck Knives Alpha Scout. Okay, it's whatever, but it is a really nice little Buck knife. It is in Magna Cut. If they've done their traditional heat treat, and they do a good job on heat treat, this thing will hold an edge like crazy. As I said, I'm going to take it out and run a comparison over the next couple of months. I'll compare it against the Sparrow 7 here, and of course my most regular use tool, which is the Chris Reeve Nyala, and kind of see how they hold up, right? I mean, I've had this for 8 years, and it looks essentially brand new. It is not. But yeah, we'll take it out and we'll use it a little bit and see how it holds up, and I'll come back and I'll share with you. On that note, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions about the Alpha Scout here, feel free to ask down in the comments below. If you don't, well, thank you for watching. And remember, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. We'll see you next time.